Today start with a new unit, measures of central tendency or averages. Measures, you might have know the meaning of measures, measuring the things. Of central tendencies, what what is the meaning of central tendency? Central value. Why it is said like that? So central means for the given mass of data, which includes the lowest value and the highest value and very big mass of data, this value or the central value central gives the one single value which is around the center. Suppose this is a mass of data, say mass of data like this, the value which gives a single figure which is around the center. Therefore, this tendency is the tendency of average is at the center. You got the value at the center, around the center. That is why it is called as central tendency. Now, the basic things you have already learnt. What is unit? So, the objects whose characteristics studied are called units. Population, the totality of the individual units, this is called population. Then quantitative characteristics. So quantitative characteristics which has numerically measured is quantitative characteristics. Qualitative characteristics means the objects, the characteristics of the objects which can be qualitatively measured is called qualitative characteristics. And this I have learnt in the first class itself, even though I am recalling the things because it is needed, very much needed in this unit. So next is variable. So a quantitative characteristics which varies from unit to unit is called variable, and attribute is a qualitative characteristics which varies from unit to unit is called qualitative characteristics. So examples are like this. So height, weights, these are all the quantitatively you can measure this. You can weight of an apple, say, or weight of a mango, you can measure it quantitatively. So this is a quantitative characteristics. So it comes under the variable. And attribute. Attribute is which cannot be measured quantitatively. For example, beauty, sweetness, bitterness, or intelligence. These are all the measurable things. However, it cannot be measured directly quantitatively. It has some other methods are there. We have already discussed in the previous chapters. So with these basic things, we go for the next section, that is measures of central tendency, or is also called as average. See, whenever you have a mass of data, so one of the most important objectives of the statistical analysis is to have the single figure to explain the mass of data, a characteristic of entire group. Suppose that government wants to or desire to know the what is the quantity required in a school of food or grains, say suppose rice. So one student may need 100-gram rice, one may need 125 grams, one may need 150 grams, one may need say 200 grams, one may need only 50 grams. So for different measurements you find that. So then how to calculate all these things? So in a school, say about say 300 students are there. So you are getting the 300 figures. Some are maybe identical. However, so very big mass of data, to have a single figure, we need the measurement called averages. That is the idea of the measures or measures of central tendency or averages. Now definition. Definition is an average is a single value which characterize the to get a single value that describes the characteristics or which is called the average. The data is used to represent the values of the series, maybe mass of the data. Next is definition. Definition is say an average is a single value within the range of data. Next is objectives. What are the objectives? Objective means, as I said, it gives the single value which describes the characteristics of the mass of data. So that is the first objective. Second is to facilitate comparison measures. Comparison means suppose you have two colleges are there, their score marks are different, maybe there. So you have to compare which college is the best passing percentage or the what is the inferior or the superior. To compare like this, you need the measures called average. So this is the objective of the average. Next, uses of average. So uses are again the for the distribution of to analyze the data or to describe the data or to characteristics of the mass of data. This also uses and computing various other statistical measures such as skewness, kurtosis, or some statistical test inference. These are all the uses of the averages. Then the measures of center tendency. So measure, what are the measures are there are mainly five measures are there. One is arithmetic mean, the next or simple average, median, mode, geometric mean and harmonic mean. These are the major measures of center tendency. One is arithmetic mean or simple mean. Arithmetic mean or simple mean, that is called am, arithmetic mean. Next is median, next is mode, next is geometric mean, and fifth is harmonic mean. These are the major measures of under the measures of central tendency. As I said, these are all give the central value of the mass of data. Next is what are the requisites for an ideal measure of central tendency. What are the requisites? So what should be there? So data should be rigidly defined, means there should be a clear cut, there is, should not be any confusion or ambiguity should not be there. So this should be rigidly defined. So definition should be clear, unambiguous. So it leads to only one interpretation by the different people. ಡಬಲ್ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, ಅಥವಾ ಇದು ಆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತದ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಕಟ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ರಿಕ್ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎವರೇಜ್. So if you calculate, you to compute the averages by different peoples, all of you should get the same figure. So that it should be clearly defined, there is no ambiguity. This is the first requisites of the ideal measure. Next is it should be readily comprehensible and easy to calculate. Readily comprehensible, even common man also can readily get the idea and can say that they can interpret the mass of data. So and also it should be easy to calculate. Next is suitable for further mathematical treatment, in the sense, so by measuring you get the single value which represents or describes the mass of data, and by using this single value one has to analyze and interpret for the future management. For example, I can give an example for that. Suppose in a class, in your BCom class, say there are 300 students are there. 300 students are there. Say it is divided, say A, B, C group, three groups, three classes, including 300 students. Out of 300 class, in the class B, say in the class B, most of the students are more than 50% failed. A is minimum in the class A, minimum failed students, and C is say on an average. So these are the different suppose you obtain such figures, then by using the average figure, what is the passing average, what is the other things, so one can decide, principal can decide that, so he can make policy for that. So the B, in the B class, so many people are maximum fail percentage or passing percentage is very poor, so you have to improve. He can make a he can introduce a law or the policy. So for this it should be further mathematical interpretation. Also affected as little as possible for the fluctuations of the sampling, in the sense, once you obtain the figure, suppose on an average, as I said in the school level, on an average a single value, say 200 gram on any per student, say if you apply or implement in all the schools on the basis of this school, this should be almost same figure you obtain by taking the average of this. So that should not be any extra in the sense affect, it should not be affected by extreme values. So no fluctuation should not be there. That is, it should not be affected much by the extreme values also. Extreme values means very small values and very big values. These are the extreme ends. So this is the mass of data, say this is the minimum value and this is the maximum value. These values are called extreme values. By this we mean that we take independent samples of same size from the given population and compute average for each of these samples. Then for an ideal average, the values so obtained from different samples should vary much from one another. Next is, by with the basic concepts, let us go for the first measure called average or mean. Simple arithmetic mean. One is arithmetic mean or simply mean. Arithmetic mean or average. Simply average. Arithmetic mean means is a given set of observation. You have to count the observations and then take the sum of observations. Arithmetic mean is the sum of all observations divided by number of observations. I can give an example for that. Arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is the sum of all observations. ಈಗ all observations in one value. So for the individual, for each individual, for any character, say height of a student, say, so you have chosen in the class say 25 students and you take you measure the height or weight of a student, each student. So you get different 25 values. These values you have to first you have to sum of all these 25 values and count the values. Here count is 25. So sum of the all counted values divided by the number of students is the average. Suppose the value of say observed is 5, 8. This is some other example. Say 10, 15, 24. 10, 15, 24 and 28 and 28. So these are the observed values of some variable, a variable. Now the arithmetic mean or simple mean according to definition equal to sum of all values. Sum means 5 plus 8 plus 10 plus 15 plus 24 plus 28. Sum of all values divided by count of values means total count of values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the individual, there are 6 individuals are there and 6 divided by 6. So what you get here? So this plus this equal to value is 90 divided by 6 equal to 15 average is 15. Now on an average the value is 15. So arithmetic mean is 15. So in general, suppose in general x1 ಇದನ್ನ x1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. This is x1. Suppose this is x2, this is x3, this is x4, this is x5, this is x6. ಈಗ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನೇ ತಗೊಂಡು ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಸೊ ಅರಿಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೀನ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು x1 ಪ್ಲಸ್ x2 ಪ್ಲಸ್ x3 ಪ್ಲಸ್ x4 ಪ್ಲಸ್ x5 ಪ್ಲಸ್ x6 divided by 6 number of individuals. This is also now I can represent this as sum of. This is the notation. This notation is known as represents the sum. This is equal to sum of x divided by n. n andre this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6. So this is generally called n. Therefore arithmetic mean equal to this notation andre sum ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಈ ನೋಟೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ xi ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅಂತ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಮೇಷನ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, i ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1 to n xi, ಈ ತರ ನೋಟೇಷನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಮುಂದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ. i ಅಂದ್ರೇನು? ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ x1 i ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಇದನ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹಿಯರ್ i ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1 to 6 xi ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ 1 ರಿಂದ 6 ವರೆಗಿನ x ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂನ ಕೂಡಿಸಿ ಅಂತ. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ನೋಡಿ, ಈಗ this equal to sum of xi equal to, I expand this is x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 plus x6 divided by n1 plus n2, count, have to count 1 2, this is n1 n2 and so this is n6, that is 6. Count the values. This I can shortly write as sum of xi divided by n. N is number of individuals, number of objects, number of observations, whatever number, count, that is the n. In case of frequency distribution, if there are, say, in the previous unit you are learnt about frequency distributions, there tally bar and then the third column was frequency. In such cases the average equal to sum of xi, sum of f into in case of frequency distribution idre, in case of frequency distribution ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇಲ್ಲಿ x ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, x ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವಾಗ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸೇ 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 ಹೀಗೆ. this x value, this is f frequency, f means frequency equal to f equal to frequency. Frequency, how frequent occurs, that is frequency. how frequent occurs. ಬಾಹುಬಲಿ ಸಿನಿಮಾಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾರಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೌ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾರಿ? 10 ಸಾರಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ 5 ಸಾರಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ 5 ಅಥವಾ 10 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ. ಹೌ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ದ ಫಿಗರ್ ಸೇ ದಿಸ್ ಆಕರ್ಸ್, ಹೌ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಸೇ this is 1, so number of times 2 is occurred only one time, 3 occurred say 5 times it is occurred, 4 is occurred say 6 times, 5 is occurred say 8 times, and 6 is occurred say 4 times, and 7 it is occurred say 3 times, and 8 is occurred only one time or 2 times. This is the frequency. In such cases, so this is called XR values. I can write it as x1, this is x2, this is x3, this is x4, this is x5, this is x6, this is x7. Okay, I can call it as these are all the xi values. I go from 1 to 7. This is the x is the variable, x is called the variable, this is the values of the variable. ನಾನು previous class ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. This is a variable. height ಇರಬಹುದು. So height 2 ಇರೋದು ಅಥವಾ 3 ಇರೋದು, 4 ಇರೋದು, 5 ಇರೋದು, 6 ಇರೋದು, 7, 8 and these are the values of the variable. This is variable. This is the frequency. Frequency, how frequent it occurred. In such cases, we have to take up sum of this into this. So x into f, we call it as, this is x, this is e into f, this into this is 2 into 1 equal to 2, 3 into 5, 3 into 5 equal to 15, and 4 into 6, 4 into 6 equal to 24, and 5 into 8, 5 into 8 equal to 40, and 6 into 4, 6 into 4 equal to 24, and 7 into 3, 7 into 3 equal to 21, 21, and 8 into 2, 8 into 2 equal to 16. This is, we call it as sum of f into x anta. I can denote this as x into f ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, f into x ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, x into f, x into f, ಇದನ್ನ f into x or f into x, this into this ಅಂತ, fx, I can write this sorry, this is fx, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಟೋಟಲ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಬರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಟೋಟಲ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ fx ಅಂತ, ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ fx ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಇದು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು, ಇದು ಕೂಡಿಸಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇದು, 22, so 142, I think this is right. This is called as sum of fx. This is f into x, this is f into x, idu, this is f1 x1, this is f2 x2, this is f3 x3, this is f4 x4, this is f5 x5, this is f6 into x6, and this is f7 into x7. This is the notations used for this, then you called as fx. So in this also, average or arithmetic mean, it is denoted by x bar. ಹೀಗೆ x bar ಅಂದ್ರೆ average, ಹೀಗೆ ಬರೆದರೆ x bar, this is y bar, this is z bar, this is p bar. This means average. In statistics, if you draw one line that is called bar, it is represents the average. So x bar equal to sum of fx divided by, this is the sum of f, that is capital N. ಇದು ಕೌಂಟ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ, ಈ 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 ಹೇಳೋದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್, ಇದು n1, ಇದು n2, ಇದು n3, ಇದು n4, ಇದು n5, n6, n7, ಇದು n1, ಇದು ಕೌಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಂಬರ್ 1 ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಂಬರ್ 2, ನಂಬರ್ 3, ನಂಬರ್ ಹೀಗೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದು, ಸೊ 29 ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಫ್, ಹೀಗಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ ಇದು ಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಸೊ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಫ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 29 ಇದೆ. is also called, sum of x is also called as n, sum of f is also called as capital N. ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಎನ್ ಬೇರೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎನ್ ಬೇರೆ. ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಎನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೌಂಟು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಣ್ಣುಗಳಿವೆ, ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಟ್ಟು ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಹೇಳೋದನ್ನು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಎನ್ ಸೂಚಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್, ಮಾವಿನ ಹಣ್ಣು 6, ಸೇ ಆರೆಂಜು 8, ಹೀಗೆ ಕಿತ್ತಳೆ ಹಣ್ಣು, ಚಿಕ್ಕು ಸಪೋಟ, ಚಿಕ್ಕು ಸೇ 10, ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದು ಪೇರ್ಲ ಗೋವಾ ಈ ಸೇ 5, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು n1 n2 n3 4, ಇದನ್ನು ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಏನಿದೆ, ಸಮ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಫ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎನ್. So sum of fx divided by sum of f equal to the average. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ sum of fx ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ sum of x is 142 divided by 29 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇದು ಸೊ 4 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ 4 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ average ಬರ್ತದೆ ಇದರದ್ದು average. This is the way of finding the arithmetic mean. So steps, what are the steps? First ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು multiply the value of x or the midpoint value of the x in case of grouped frequency distribution by corresponding f. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಿಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಮಿಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಎವರೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಸೇ 10 to 20 20 to 30 ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಹೌದಾ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ exclusive type continuous class distribution. So 10 to 20 20 to 30 30 to 40 40 to 50 ಹೀಗಿದ್ರೆ what is the midpoint? This plus this divided by 2 10 plus 20 mid value ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅದೇ x ಇಲ್ಲಿ mid value. This is the range of x class 10 plus 20 divided by 2 equal to 30 by 2 equal to 15. This is 20 plus 30 divided by 2 is 25. This is 30 plus 40 divided by 2 equal to 35. This is 40 plus 50 divided by 2 equal to 45. This is the mid value. This is called mid value or is also called as x. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಈಚ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಈಚ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ obtain the total of products obtained in the first step. ಇದು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನ ಟೋಟಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ obtain the by the corresponding frequency f. Obtain the total of products obtained in step 1 get some. Next is ಇದು get the sum of fx. ಇದು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಅಥವಾ sum of fx ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲ sum of fx. ಇದನ್ನ fx ಇದು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಫ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಸಿಂಬಾಲ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಮೋರ್ ದೆನ್ ಒನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಈ ಸಿಂಬಾಲ್ ಬರ್ತದಲ್ಲ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಎಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಇದು ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಎಫ್ ಇಂಟು ಒಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದು ನೋಡಿ ಇದು ಎಫ್ ಇಂಟು ಇದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ಎಫ್ ಐ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಐ ಫ್ರಮ್ 1 to n ಅಂತ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಐ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಏನಿದೆ ಈಗ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ 1 to 8 ಎಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ 6 ಇದೆ 7 ಇದೆ 3 4 5 6 ಇದೆ 3 4 5 6 7 ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 1 to 7 ಅಂತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಎಫ್ ಐ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಐ. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಎಫ್ ಐ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಐ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ f1 x1 x1 ಪ್ಲಸ್ f2 x2 ಪ್ಲಸ್ f3 x3 ಪ್ಲಸ್ f4 x4 ಪ್ಲಸ್ f5 x5 and f6 into x6 plus f7 into x7. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಹೀಗೆ ಎಫ್ ಐ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಐ ಅಂತ. f1 x1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಇದು f1 x1 ಪ್ಲಸ್ f2 x2 ಪ್ಲಸ್ f3 x3 f4 x4 f5 x5 f6 x6 and f7 x7. ಎಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಫ್ ಇಂಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅದು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್. ಅದು ಎಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಎಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಎಫ್ ಇಂಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಇದು ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ದಿಸ್ ಇಂಟು ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್. ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಫ್. ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಫ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ. ಸಮ್ ಇದು ಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಫ್ ಐ ಅಂದರೆ ಐ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 1 to 7 ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸಿ 7 ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಅದನ್ನು ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಐ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬರೀದಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್. ಈಗ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಐ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಸಮ್ ಈ ಫಿಗರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಈ ನೊಟೇಷನ್ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್. ಡಿವೈಡ್ ದ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಆಬ್ಟೇನ್ in the step 2 by n, capital N ಅಂತಿದೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ದ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು therefore x bar equal to sum of fx divided by sum of f that is equal to n. This is the formula for measuring the average in case of continuous frequency distribution. or continuous frequency distribution. In the case of discrete frequency distribution or the not grouped data, this whenever middle value is given, only take the count the now take the sum of all individuals and take the count the divided by the number of objects, that is the average. Next is computation of mean. ಅದೇ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇದೇ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೀನ್, ಇದನ್ನ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೀನ್ ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋಣ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವ. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಇದು ಮತ್ತು ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಮತ್ತು ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ಇದ್ರ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 40 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡು ಚಾಪ್ಟರಿಂದ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 40 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಬೀಳ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 80 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್, more than 50% the questions obtained will be occur from these two chapters, fourth and fifth. Very important, you can't neglect this. If you neglect this, in future also you get a problem in the next class. So let us stop here. Thank you.